Okay, right, we shall get going. Another breathing buddies. We're going to do a nice simple practice. We're going to practice recovery breath, and then we're going to do some light breathing, some deep breathing, and then can you guess some slow breathing as well? And yeah, at the end, I read a little bit of an excerpt from a paper which was quite interesting, and I'm going to share the breathing pattern that was shown to be very effective for stress reduction. So fingers crossed by the end of this, if you're feeling stressed, you'll be feeling less stressed. So let's start with the recovery breath. Nice simple one. This is the one to employ throughout the day. If you're feeling stressed, it's a great one to employ in the moment. Take yourself aside and have a little go of this. So the instruction for this one, really simple. Remember, everything breathing through your nose, all these exercises. So what we'll do is we'll breathe in through our nose, out through our nose. Then you pinch your nose, don't actually pinch it, just cover your nostrils, hold your breath. I'll count down from 5, and then we breathe in and out through our noses again. So when you're ready, breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, and pinch your nose, hold your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe normally through your nose. A couple of times, 10 or 15 seconds. Sometimes it might be a little bit longer with my waffling, and then we'll have another round. So when you're ready, breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, and pinch your nose, hold your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in and out through your nose again. So this, first of all, just helps to normalize breathing volume. So when we get stressed, we tend to breathe a little bit too fast. This helps to slow things down, get things back to a steady state. So let's go again. When you're ready, breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Pinch your nose and hold your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe normally through your nose. So as well as normalizing breathing volume, we get to harness the nitric oxide that's produced in the paranasal sinuses. We'll do another round now. When you're ready, breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Pinch your nose, hold your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing normally through your nose again. So nitric oxide acts as a vasodilator, helps to open up the blood vessels in the lungs to improve gas exchange, and also bronchodilator to help with gas exchange in the lungs. And when we hold our breath and breathe back in through our nose after holding our breath, we're breathing in the stored nitric oxide, so it can do its work deeper in the body. So when you're ready, breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Pinch your nose and hold your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe normally through your nose. So this can be a nice gentle way as well of getting us ready for what we'll be doing later with Breathe Light. So we're just letting carbon dioxide build up a little bit. It's like a teaspoon of carbon dioxide into the mix. Let's go again. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Pinch your nose, hold your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe normally through your nose. Okay, we're going to go one more time, and then we'll move on to the main body of the practice. It's just our warm-up. So when you're ready, breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Pinch your nose, hold your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in and out through your nose. Now just take some nice easy breaths, however your body wants to be breathing right now. Now let's start with a check-in. Let's just see how the week has been treating us. So if you're feeling, if it suits you right now, you can close your eyes. Maybe one hand on your belly, just above the belly button, one hand on your chest. On the top of your chest, up by clavicle. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall, unsupported if you can, checking that you're maintaining the curves in your spine. So sitting slightly forward on your hips, not letting your lower back collapse. Neck nice and long. And just take a moment to see what you're bringing into this practice today. How are you feeling like right now, very, very generally? Is there a tone to the way you're feeling, something you might be able to reflect back on later? This is a good time as well just to see if we can become just any more relaxed. It doesn't matter how much, just any extra relaxation we can add at this stage. It's very useful as we move on to the other breathing exercises. So maybe just thinking about the shoulders. Can you roll them back? Can they sit a little bit lower? Moving up the neck. Making sure it's nice and long. Checking with your jaw. That's a place I always hold tension. Give it a bit of a wiggle. Can you think about the tiny muscles around your eyes, even relaxing your eyeballs? Can you let them just sit back? Spend days looking at screens, all that eye strain. Can you let all those little muscles that control your eyes relax? Checking with your forehead, are you holding a frown? And then just checking in to see if you could add even the slightest smile to your lips, just to ease a little bit of tension through the face that way. Now, taking your attention to your breathing without changing anything, just observing what's happening right now. Which hands are moving? How much are they moving? Would you say your breathing feels shallow, deep? Is it slowing down just by resting, just by stopping for a few minutes? Stopping the onslaught and turning inwards. Is your breathing slowing down naturally? Now that you're aware of your breathing, take your attention to the air moving in and out of your nose. You can leave your hands where they are or rest them on your lap, wherever feels most comfortable. So, focusing on the air as it moves in and out of your nostrils. So we've got the focus is like the spotlight, which shining the spotlight in that area. And then now, can you concentrate, which is to hold the spotlight there. How long can you hold that spotlight for on the feeling of the air moving in and out of your nostrils with each breath? Feeling the slightly cooler air as it enters your nose. Slightly warmer air, conditioned as it leaves your nose. Anytime you notice your mind wandering, just bring it back to the breath. Bring it back to the feeling of the air moving in and out through your nose. Without judgment, because it's the nature of mind to wander. The purpose of anything like this, anything with a mindfulness element to it, is not to empty the mind, just to notice what's going on. Slightly cooler air entering your nostrils. Slightly warmer air leaving. Now we're going to move into breathe light. So begin by thinking about the volume of your breathing? Can you make it quieter? Can you get into this exercise via that door? Sometimes we can cause tension in the throat, which can bring tension to the throat, which restricts the airways. That can cause sounds as we breathe. There are often sounds as the air moves in and out of the nose, but can you lighten your breath so that you can't hear it? You're hiding your breathing from yourself. Of course, the goal of this exercise, as we move through it, is to cultivate a little bit of air hunger. So that's the feeling that you would like to be taking a deeper breath, to be breathing a little bit more, but then just sitting with that feeling. Should be a manageable amount of discomfort, a comfortable amount of discomfort. So now your breathing is nice and quiet. You've probably had to reduce your breathing volume a little bit. Can you reduce it just a little bit more? If you're filling the vessel to 100% with your last breath, can you reduce that to about 70% for your next breath? Continuing. Trying to keep your concentration on this act of controlling breathing through your nose. If your mind wanders, just bring it back to the feeling of the air moving in and out, which should be very light now, very quiet, very still. Can you reach a point where it feels like even the tiny hairs in your nose have stopped moving? Or to the point where it feels like the only air that's moving is in and out of your nose. Nothing else seems to be moving. If it ever gets a bit too much, if you've got the air hunger and you overstep your own comfort zone, then just take some deeper breaths. Return again when your breathing is settled. So when we breathe a little bit less air, we're allowing carbon dioxide to build up to levels higher than usual, hypercapnic levels. It's hypercapnic breath where we're letting the carbon dioxide build up in concentration in the blood, in the body. It's acidifying the blood very slightly. This causes blood vessels to dilate, improves blood flow around the body. You might feel warmer on a day like today, maybe not. Also improves oxygen delivery. So we get a better, in this context, a better supply of blood to the brain and a better supply of oxygen to the brain. So it can have a very calming effect, despite the fact it might be a little bit physically uncomfortable. Okay, just a few more tiny breaths in this exercise. Now, keeping your eyes closed, just take some deeper breaths now, some nice, relaxed, easy breaths. Exactly how you want to. Just see how that settles in your body. Check in again, that feeling tone we were talking about at the beginning of the practice. Has that changed at all? Okay, we're going to move on to some deep breathing now. So just a reminder of what deep breathing is. You might again want to put one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. So now we're taking fuller breaths, but fewer of them. But the goal here is to keep the breathing low, so deep meaning low, not deep meaning big. Ideally, this upper hand should remain stationary. Check in as well with your shoulders. Make sure there's no vertical movement up and down. If your top hand's still, there probably isn't any movement. But if you've got movement in your hands, just check in with your shoulders and see if you can keep them still as well. When we start breathing into the upper chest, breathing with the shoulders, we start recruiting secondary breathing muscles, which are only meant to be used in more extreme circumstances, when we're exercising hard and that kind of thing. If we do that habitually, we can end up with a chronic neck ache and backache. So we're taking fuller breaths but fewer of them. Now try and take your awareness. You've got the diaphragm moving down and contracting, and you feel your belly moving out. Can you move your awareness around to your back body and see if that's expanding just a little bit with each inhalation, and contracting towards your core with each exhalation. So when we breathe deep like this, we improve the gas exchange in the lungs. You get a better supply of oxygen. Better offloading of the carbon dioxide that needs to be gotten rid of. And the next piece of the puzzle is to slow it down to an appropriate pace. I'm going to do some counted breathing now. So you can leave your hands where they are, or again rest them on your lap now that you're conscious, hopefully, of breathing deep into your belly. So maintaining that deep breath. I'll explain what we're going to do. I'm going to start off with a 1-to-1 ratio. I'm going to breathe in for 4, out for 4. And I'm going to ask you to then reduce. We're going to breathe in for 2 and out for 4. That'll be the next one. But you're going to try and inhale the same amount of air. So it's going to be a fuller inhalation, just over 2 seconds instead of over 4 seconds. And then we're gradually going to lengthen the exhalation until we're breathing in for 2 seconds and out for 8 seconds. And that in for 2 and out for 8, that's what I was reading about recently. It's from the Journal of Applied Psychophysiology and Biofeedback, a 2021 paper. They were looking at comparing tactical breathing, which is box breathing, with breathing in for 2 and out for 8, an extended exhalation, in for 2 seconds, out for 8 seconds, with participants who were given little electric shocks to stress them. Don't worry, we're not doing any of that. And they found that this extended exhalation was more effective at reducing physiological stress. So hopefully it'll do the same thing for us today. So we need to get into sync with this. So when you're ready, exhale, then breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 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 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out. We're going to breathe in for 2 after this. 3, 4. In, 2. Out, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Big inhale. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. In, 2, out, 2, 3, 4. in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, now out for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, inhale, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, inhale, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in, 2, out. Now we're going to switch it up to 8 now. 5, 6, in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in, 2, out. I'm going to drop the count after this round. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in, out. Now just carry on at your own pace. If this is comfortable around about this pace, stick with it. If you can lengthen it a little bit more, the exhalation, go for that. If you need to shorten it a little bit to feel comfortable, do so, because the next thing to try and do, just for a minute or so now, just as we wind things up, is to see if you can reduce your breathing volume just a little bit whilst you're doing this. So bring an element of breathe light into what's happening. You've still got a short inhalation, a long exhalation, but just filling that vessel up a little bit less than you have been doing so. See if you can get to the point where you're getting just a little bit of air hunger again. Still breathing deep, low into the belly. Still breathing quietly. Still a sense of stillness, even though your belly's going to be moving in and out. But stillness throughout the rest of your body. So just another 30 seconds or so. Light, quiet, still, deep, slow breathing. Okay, so when you're ready, drop the exercise. Start breathing however your body wants to right now. Nice, easy, relaxed breaths. And thank you for coming along. I hope you're feeling a little bit less stressed than we were at the beginning of the session.